4 months. That's it. That's what's standing between you and the IPMAT. Now, for some of you, that might sound terrifyingly short, especially if you're also juggling board exams. But for others, it's a golden opportunity to really get ahead. So today, we're going to break down a strategic plan to help you absolutely conquer the quants section, no matter which boat you're in.
All right, so what's the plan? With the clock ticking like this, a one-size-fits-all approach just isn't going to cut it. The real key to success here is understanding your own unique situation and building a strategy that's tailored just for you. So let's look at the two main paths you might be on.
And really, it all boils down to two types of students. Are you the board exam juggler, trying to balance, well, everything? Or are you the focused dropper, with your eyes locked on that IPMAT prize? Let's break down the perfect strategy for each of you.
Okay, first up, let's talk to the jugglers. You guys are walking a tightrope, right? You've got your board exams on one side and your IPMAT dreams on the other. Your success is going to come down to three things: smart prioritization, strategic balance, and just plain unwavering consistency.
So we've broken your 4-month journey down into 3 distinct phases, kind of like a 3-act play. And each act has its own challenges and its own focus. So let's walk through the game plan that's going to lead you to a standing ovation on exam day. For the first 2.5 months, let's be clear, your board exams are the star of the show. But, and this is a huge mistake a lot of students make, they let their iPad prep go completely dark. A total break means you're basically starting from zero later on. And trust me, that's a recipe for disaster. So what's the secret weapon? Just 1 hour a day. Seriously, that's it. 1 focused hour dedicated specifically to quants. Think of it like keeping the engine of your brain idling, so it's ready to roar to life the second you need it. And in that 1 hour, your mission is simple. You're just going to revise concepts and knock out a few basic questions. Look, we're not asking you to climb Mount Everest here. We're just making sure you don't forget how to walk. The very second you walk out of your last board exam, a brand new chapter begins. I know, the temptation to take a well-deserved vacation is going to be huge, but this is where the real winners are made. You've got to channel that feeling of freedom directly into your IPMAT prep and build unstoppable momentum. Okay, now it's time to shift gears. Big time. Your daily quants practice is going to ramp up to a solid 3 to 4 hours. This is where you go from just keeping that flame alive to fanning it into a roaring fire. This month is all about volume. It's a numbers game. You're going to be tackling a ton of questions: basic, moderate, difficult, the whole shebang. You'll be dissecting past papers, and most importantly, you'll start using sectional mocks as your secret weapon. But remember this, a mock test is totally useless without a thorough analysis. You have to analyze every single mistake to turn those weaknesses into strengths. All right, let's switch gears. What if you're not juggling board exams? What if you're a dropper, and you've had a whole year to dedicate to this? Well, your journey is different. But the goal is exactly the same: to build a foundation so incredibly strong that absolutely nothing can shake it. You have a competitive advantage, and it's called time. Time is your superpower, and this plan is basically your instruction manual for how to use it to its absolute full potential, starting right now. For you, the path is more like a 2-act play. Act 1 is all about building a deep, unshakable understanding of every single concept. In Act 2, that's where you master the art of the exam itself. Now here's the incredible advantage you have, and you really need to let this sink in. Your starting line is where the juggler's final sprint begins. You get to start in high gear, with the wind at your back from day one. Think about that for a second. So from this moment on, you're in the trenches. 3 to 4 hours a day, every single day, dedicated to quants. You're going to master every type of question, from the simple to the super complex. You'll learn from the past by dissecting previous year's papers, and you'll use those sectional mocks as your personal coach, constantly pushing you to get better and better. So we've laid out 2 very different paths, but there's one crucial element, one engine that powers them both. It's the one thing that will drive you to success, no matter which road you're on: the mock test strategy. A mock test isn't just a dress rehearsal. It's a diagnostic tool. The real magic, the real improvement, happens in the analysis afterwards. That's where you get a brutally honest look at your strengths, your weaknesses, and a clear roadmap for what you need to do next. And really, there are 2 types of mocks, each with a very specific job. Sectional mocks are like a doctor's checkup. They help you find and fix any problems under the hood. Then you have the full-length mocks. These are your final training sessions, where you perfect your game day strategy and build up the mental stamina you need to go the distance. In that final stretch, your life is going to revolve around full-length mocks. The goal is simple: to make the real exam feel like just another practice session you've done a dozen times before. So how many should you take? Well, that depends on your path. If you're a juggler, you're going to aim for a mock a day in those final 15 days. If you're a dropper, you've got the luxury of time, so you're going to use it to take 30 or even more mocks in that last month and a half. The more you practice, the more confident you're going to feel when you walk into that exam hall. So whether you're a juggler or a dropper, you now have a clear roadmap to success. But there's one final ingredient that's actually more important than any strategy or plan, and it's something that you and only you can control. Here's the most important thing to remember. Your success is not defined by your starting point. Not at all. Every single year, students from both of these paths achieve their dreams. The secret ingredient? It's a powerful mix of consistency, self-belief, and a relentless commitment to follow the plan. So stop looking at the person in the lane next to you. Focus on your own race. If you're a juggler, you've got the discipline and momentum of a seasoned athlete. If you're a dropper, you have the incredible gift of time. Whatever your advantage is, you have to embrace it and use it to its full potential. The roadmap is in your hands. The strategy is clear. The only question that's left is, are you ready to do the work? These next 4 months are going to test your will, your discipline, and your desire. What will your success story be?